Nikita, thank you so much for taking time out and coming to us for an interaction. And
Yes.
to begin with, I'll first talk about your latest song, which is from the movie Bhoot Bangla. Hi Disda has been about 3 weeks now, and it's already doing great numbers. It's a beautiful song, and beautiful composition. Of course, is another one of your collaborations with Pritam. So give us some background about how the song happened and what all went behind the making of the song.
I mean, it's a quintessential Pritam, Nikhita Gandhi, Arijit Singh collaboration at its best. Right from my first song, Rapta, with so many songs after that, till this song, I think this has been a pretty golden collaboration in my career for sure. And I'm sure, like, clearly it's working because the audience loves it and there's some chemistry for sure. And I love the song. I love the fact that this song starts with my voice. And, because you usually see very little of female singers these days in tracks where they kind of come in like the second chorus, sorry, the second verse or something. So I really like the balance of girl, boy, the visualization. I think it's just, and even the writing, I think we should take a moment to talk about Kumar Paji because I think he did a fabulous job. The writing is it's so simple but so poetic, and I love that. I
Yeah,
love it when the writing is just beautiful.
correct. So this was your yet another collaboration with Arijit Singh, but also with a slightly different feel now because Arijit has officially said that he won't be doing largely he won't be doing playback for movies. So when you were
Right.
collaborating on this song, were you aware of this development? Did that happen way before this development, or how was the story?
Actually, I don't know when Arijit recorded this song because when I recorded it, I wasn't aware whether he was going to be on the song or not. So, because I just did my sections, and at that time, there was a scratch vocal in the song. So, and actually, I hadn't heard the male part, and whenever I did it, there were like different voices, so I wasn't sure, who was going to be on the song. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on the song. And so I really don't, calibrate those things, to be honest. And so when the teaser came out, that song is out tomorrow, and I saw tags, I was like, whoa, this is going to be a big deal because Arijit like just announced that he's not going to sing in films. So, so that was pretty exciting.
And it is also very interesting. So, and it happens quite often that you will record your part, the male artist will record his part, and then the collaboration happens over the system rather than in a physical collaboration format that used to happen years back.
Yes.
Does that create any bit of uncertainty, anxiety, or curiosity about how the song is going to shape up, whose voice is going to be good for me, whether it's going to be a good fit, etc., or not?
I mean, usually there's definitely a lot of uncertainty because sometimes because when you work on the project, you're working on it far before the film sometimes has even been shot.
Yeah.
So you don't even know which film it's for and all of that. And because sometimes a song gets shelved, sometimes your voice gets replaced. There's so many different variables that happen. That it's best not to like delve into that till you know for sure the song is releasing a few days up to the song release. So um I think it's better now for me since I've sung so much music and I have a repertoire and sort of a standing as an artist in the music industry. But it's still always exciting and sort of terrifying when a song is about to release because of all these parameters. But there's never really any doubt about the scale of the release and the magnitude of um the song's impact when it comes to Pritam da. Like when I work with him, I don't really question. It's a very no questions asked scenario because I know that the production is going to be great, the writing is going to be great, the melody song, of course, is going to be great, and it's obviously going to be a big film.
I saw your Instagram and also towards when the song got released, etc. And I think you posted a reel where you said, "This is my first song that I'm playing on the in my car and my own song." How true
That
is
was the
that?
first time I heard the song, basically, after its
That was the first
release.
time you heard the song.
Like once it released. Yeah.
Okay, so it was the first time you heard the song, and that's what you were playing in the car, and that's where you created a reel
Yes.
about it. So the whole thing is, you have released so many songs, and there is a huge catalog of yours. What compelled you, or enticed you, or motivated you to create a reel out of this song, which you normally maybe not do for every song of yours?
So I was heading out of a meeting or something. I
Hmm.
think at a meeting, and because I knew that the song was dropping at noon, so I
Huh.
was in the meeting when the song dropped, and then I came out of the, uh, you know, of the meeting maybe around 1 or something, and then I was like, oh my god, the song is released. Let's listen to it. And I was with my manager in the car, and I was playing it, and she just took a video of me. She was like, this is so cute, like. Because I was like, because I hadn't heard the song as a song, I've just recorded it in bits and pieces, worked on my own parts, and left. Um, and it was such a weird feeling to like listen to it for the first time, and the first time it got captured. That obviously I don't like put like a video and
Yeah.
decide to make a reel out of it, so it just kind of very organically happened.
It was very
And I
candid.
just thought, yeah, it was very candid, and it was so cute that I was like, I have to upload this because this is like such an innocent moment for me, and I think it's so exciting to share this with my audience because they get to see how each time a song releases, it's the same kind of newness and the same kind of
Yes.
like excitement. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
result aa gaya.
And the result was a big tick mark. So, okay, I was going through our last conversation we had, that was in July last year. And the very first thing that I asked you was about your um, listenership on Spotify. And it was a CR last year. It's almost more than 1.2 CR monthly listenership right now. So from July 2025 to April 2026, you have grown in terms of your listenership by 20%. I mean, those are stats though,
Wow.
and may not be very enticing for you to hear, but for me, they are interesting
I
figures.
love that. It is enticing for me to hear, of course.
So look, in almost 8 months' time, it's not even a year. In 8 months' time, you have grown on Spotify by 20% in terms of your monthly listenership. Now, if I ask you what you think was the factor that possibly pushed this number, would you be able to tell me that? Few things that you think worked for you?
I think definitely every time a song releases, there is a spike in your listenership and monthly listenership because there's playlisting, there's an active drive to your profile, to your music, right? So, and it back catalogs also, obviously. So, I
Hmm.
think that is definitely a major factor. The fact that Tuhi Disda released, and also I think since then to now, was there any other? Did Avan Javan release post this conversation? I
I
think it
think
did.
yes. I think yes. It did
I think
release
these
after
were
that.
two very major songs that released, in the last almost 1 year, less than a year. I think Avan Javan released in August.
So we did that conversation almost towards the point when it was supposed to get released, and the video, our interaction also came out towards that time.
Right. Yes. So there you go. So I think whenever there is a song release, there's always going to be, major traction to your profile, like increase in your monthly listeners, and it's usually an ebb and tide. But I think it's a great win if it's always like an upward journey. Then I know that I'm growing, and I think statistically it proves that I'm an artist who's growing and not peaked or not reached some kind of saturation point or whatever, which is great. I think which gives me so much encouragement to keep going, gives me the motivation to just do more and more and scale upwards.
Yeah, you're far away from peak. Your peak is going to be very high.
Thank you.
It will just keep growing.
आपके मुंह में घी शक.
Okay, how was the experience of working with Z Music?
I have a very long-standing relationship with Z Music, right from some of my first few songs, and some of my biggest hits are with Z. And I love that when there is this inadvertent bond with labels because I've never been signed to any label, be it Z or any other label. So even still I've done some incredible projects with each, and with Z specifically, some of my most cherished songs, whether it's Kafirana, which was another very big milestone song for me, or Burj Khalifa, which is also like a very big hit in my catalog. I've had some incredible numbers, and I've also had a very cool. I think there's been a lot of involvement. You seldom have. Seldom do you kind of have a more long-standing, more intricate relationship with the label outside of your film work. Like I remember when Kafirana released, I spoke to the head of at that time, and he wanted to do like a female version. He's like, your part is so cute. I want like a female version. So we did like a female version, which is a more like stripped down version of the song. Then I've done a bunch of singles also with Z, and so there's always been, like even now we're brainstorming together that how do we sort of do more with Tu Hi Disda, because we're all so excited about this song. So I think I love that whenever there is a collaborative effort with artist and with label, I think it gives the artist also the opportunity to share ideas, to explore what I have in mind creatively, because there's always a lot of inputs from our end as well.
So from label, now if we talk about your independent side, Schnick, I think you have released about 3 songs since last year.
Yes. Yes.
Last song came about 7 months, 6 months back, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Is there something in the pipeline building for Schnick?
Oh
I think
yes.
you told me last time that there are enough songs and you'll just pace
Yes.
them out in a period of time, over a
Mm.
period of time.
Yes. So I think once the season of travel started, we put a hiatus on it. We decided this is enough for Schnick for 2025, and we wanted to do 2026 once the summer enters. So we are working on the next few drops. Schnick is anyway, I think, one of my independent identities because it's a duo of Shashwat Singh and me. And apart from that, I am also working on my own pop career, which is Nikhita Gandhi, and not another sort of independent avatar. And this has also been an exciting journey, and that's actually why we've not released a lot of music, because I've been writing a lot of music along with all the travel and the chaos of being a gigging artist. So I have a lot of music that's been sort of stacked up for this year, and we're just kind of waiting for the release plan to come together. And I think Tu Hi Disda really sets the tone because it's Piano. The production is very fresh, but it's also very Indian, and it really sets the tone for a lot of singles and independent music that I'm about to drop.
Right. When you talk about your own pop identity, I think one of the things that is, for me at least, that stands out is your styling. Your styling and the way, I mean, it also is a big part of your image projection. So,
Absolutely.
what is the projection that you are subconsciously trying to build and subconsciously trying to relate to your audiences in terms of your pop personality? Somebody has to delve deeper into what is it.
So I've always, like, bachpans have always kind of been somebody who has her own little weird sense of style. And, I would wear saris with boots because I used to love wearing saris, but I wanted to be comfortable. So I would never wear heels with saris, wear boots and sometimes sneakers also. I used to wear it over my jeans because, like, uh, then I would just wear like a blouse and jeans and sneakers. And so I always had like a strange sense of style of my own. And I realized that it's important to work on that and to sort of magnify that as an art. Now that I'm an artist and I'm singing on big stages and doing big concerts with so many in front of so many people, I felt that this is the perfect way to sort of showcase that's because my personality comes through that. My the things beyond just singing on a mic come through that. And which is why I was like, hey, I'm just gonna design my own outfits for my gigs, because that gives me the opportunity to sort of bring out what I'm envisioning and really go crazy with it. Because sometimes when you're normally going to an event or just a brunch or a meeting or whatever, you kind of wear normalish clothes, and you don't get to really do all the crazy stuff that's in your mind. And then when I'm on stage, I get to really do that, and that's super fun for me because I have all these weird ideas, and then I keep sketching them and then making um like AI versions of it so that I can explain it to tailors that I want exactly this and this and that. So it's super fun for me. I love it.
So it's very interesting that you're also sketching your own outfits, and rather than weird and stage, I would call them standout ideas. And this is what actually it stands out when you're wearing it, and when you are on the stage, it actually stands out, and it gives a projection of somebody who is not willing to be boxed in a particular format, and
Right.
somebody who is willing to break the boundaries. So in
Right.
that sense, of course, it is very interesting, and it's also very interesting to know that you are designing them yourself and sending it to the tailor and sitting with him or her to get this
I'm
done.
supporting local artisans.
Wow, that's pretty nice. uh, in terms of now, okay, fair enough that we have touched this topic of supporting local artists. Let's talk a bit about that. You
Hmm.
are at a stage where you are recognized, you have a catalog, you have great listenership, you have great fan following. What can a young artist coming up through the ranks right now can do to reach your level, and what can you tell him or her at this stage of your life and at this stage of your career?
I I don't know if I feel like I have a lot to learn, so it feels a little criminal to preach at this stage because I feel like I'm learning constantly. I'm learning a lot from artists who I think are beginning their careers and who sort of are doing their own thing, and I love it. And I see so many artists who are just have not done any body of work, but they're just killing it in their. They've just found their own little um USPs and just worked on it. And I think that's the biggest lesson I have learned. So that's the only thing that I could sort of resonate with and reiterate, that it's so important to figure out what works for you and not just that this is what's working, so let's do
Yeah,
more of that. It's and that takes a lot of trial and error also. It takes a
yeah,
lot of making mistakes. um so that humility, that bravery to make mistakes, and to it's okay to fail and to be like, okay, it's not work. And I keep getting suggestions also, of course, of journeys of so many artists from the West as well, and how their we spoke about image and how
yeah,
their image has changed, rebranded so much. And there are a lot of artists who've sort of changed their artist name as well multiple times to till it's cracked the right sort of feel, look and feel. So it is fortunate or unfortunate that music plays, of course, a very centric role in the journey, but there's a lot around it. There's so much around it that kind of cushions and pads the entire experience and creates a world that is yours. And that is something that's very introspective. I don't think anybody can give advice on that. I can only say that find your own thing, because that's the only way you will be unique. That's the only way it'll be true to what your story is, basically.
fair enough. No, fair enough. I think
Yeah.
authenticity comes from being what you are. And when we talk about authenticity and doing your own thing, and something that you love, what is that you're going to do in the rest of the year 2026?
Release lots of music. Release a lot of music. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of music we've written, and you're gonna see a lot of music releasing. That's all I can say.
Okay, fair enough. And I think that's something that all your fans and everybody in the music industry, as well as outside the music industry, the music lovers, will be more than happy to know this, that this year you're going to be releasing a lot of music, and everybody will be watching out for that. On that note, Nikita, thank you so much for your time. It was pleasure talking to you like always, and
Yes.
have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much. See you
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.